Hello guys, welcome back to the Taiko World Cup. Once again, it's me, Yongin, and Mwolf pressing for another match, which is going to be Canada versus Indonesia. So, Mwolf, your thoughts on this match?
A bit less spicy than in my previous match, where it turned out to not be a spicy prediction after all. I think Canada wins. And I think the seed difference is quite large. However, I have hopes that Indonesia will not get swept. I think they could take a point or two if they prove consistent on certain picks. How about you?
I also gonna agree with you, honestly. Even though I was kind of surprised, I was very surprised by Canada's performance, honestly. I know Dizay and Askar could have performed really well on their own, but I really did not expect Kombucha able to match up their remaining players on the qualifiers pool. Yes, I've seen him in 4-digit tournaments, and he was not as well performed, but he really improved since then, seems like. So compared to Indonesia, who is also a really speed-heavy mechanics team, I think Canada should be a bit more favored on a pool like this. But again, we will see how Kombucha performs, and so does Indonesia speed players on, I would say, a more rhythmic heavy pool.
Yeah, and we've already seen a ban, and it's unsurprisingly Hidden 1, because that is a map that Canada definitely has great advantage on over Indonesia, and then there's the Nomad 1 ban. Because obligatory higher seeded team bans Nomad 1.
Yes.
And then picks 3 mod 1. I feel hurt.
Is 3 mod 1 like your least favorite song?
No, it's not about the song, it's about the map type. It's like banning the easy, in quotations, Nomad 1 pick, just to proceed to pick the comfy 3 mod 1 map.
Okay, this way. Canada can hit and hard rock this map, and I think all 3 of their players can.
I think they could have picked 3 mod 2 at least.
Not true. I think like 3 mod 2. I think 3 mod 2 has literally no attention to it after the first match ever.
Yes, you are correct. That is exactly the case. 3 mod 2 did not appear after match 1. Which is surprising, considering that based on the qualifiers pool, you had an anti-mod there, and granted it was different, but you could still predict scores on that, and this 3 mod map is not like the qualifiers map at all.
True. But they might still be able to put on Hidden Havoc on this map like they did, and even beats out the other team by quite a bit. Especially Indonesia doesn't have, I would say, their hard rock players are not HD players, and their HD players are not hard rock players. That's why usually they could not put on Hidden Havoc on a pick like this. Even it's easier to mod pick. We only see camps with the Hidden Hard Rock. FC23118 Hidden, and Ahmed Harris on Hard Rock. Which, interesting to note that FC23118 was actually, he actually practiced differently compared to most players, so a very new upcoming player on the Indonesia team. Alright, first not 1 foot, but the mono session. It's really rough to hit, especially with hidden only players. And we see FC trying to drop on that part. Everyone else doing quite well so far, especially the Canadian players, all with 98.5 plus hidden power FCs.
Yeah, Kombucha suffered a bit from the slow section as well, but only on the accuracy side.
Yeah.
And Indonesia just needs Canada to have some mind blocks. Just based on the gap already. And the accuracy especially. And FZ finds another miss. This is catastrophic to say the least.
Yeah, he's missing on the weird sweep sessions throughout all the maps so far. And I'll say those are the hardest part of hidden only. So I'm not surprised that he finds quite a bit of drop on those parts. But the map is going to be speeding up soon on the second TI, which is definitely the hardest part of Hidden Horror. Let's see how those players perform. And we're going to see how FC handles the puppet foot as well, which is just slow down cats tapping. And he bids on them. So these
the ghost tap troll.
He was trying to time it. But yeah, that was also quite rough for Hidden Horror. But doesn't matter, the mod cap difference really tells the two teams apart. Mod advantage is too much for Canada, and the hardest part makes kombucha drops as well. But again, it doesn't matter, as Ascarate still has the 99.5 with Hidden Horror FD, so does DZ with the 99.42 with Hidden Horror.
Yeah, it's not just that they have a mod advantage, they also just have higher accuracies with that higher mod advantage.
Yeah, Camp is trying his best on 98.15, also an FC, beating out Kombucha so far, but his teammate is not up there for him. And I would say this is definitely Canada's best skill sets. So really clean pick from Canada. I have it missing right at the ending. Tragic, no FC. He's still gonna end up with a pretty solid score, above 1 million with a singular mod.
But yeah, that was a very strong opening pick from Canada here. And now it's Indonesia's time to respond.
Pretty nice pick from Canada, especially having all 3 Hidden Horror. They know what's the strength at. And very confident pick against most of the team, honestly. And maybe even able to crack up at the top X skill sets. Which one clear thing in the qualifiers is that the difference between number 8 and number 9 seed is actually almost 30 ranks, which is almost the same as second place and number 8 in the seedings. So there's a huge gap between number 8 and number 9 seeded teams. So if there's some brackets that you were able to crack up in the top 8, you better use it. And Fremont is definitely Canada's main crack up points. Now, Indonesia's pick, I do believe they will just go for some more speedier and I would say more straightforward picks, such as number 3, number 5, and DT2. It seems like all of these 3 picks are really good for them.
I share a similar thought that those especially, the speedy maps in the qualifiers, they were close. Like if you compare Canada's lower scoring run with Indonesia's better run, they have some really close competition, and we see number 2.
Not a straightforward pick.
No.
Not as straightforward, but I would say it's still more straightforward than something like Fremont 2, No Mod 4, or Hidden 2. This map, it's I would say one of the easiest map in the pool in terms of skill mechanical cap. Even some, I would say, 4-digit players may be able to get a 99 FC on a pick like this. So
it's just really, about the rhythm.
Yeah, it's just about the rhythm. It's a very... If you can get 3 FC on this pick, it's very safe. And Indonesia maybe, because they can get 3 FCs on this pick, or maybe 3 at least 900k plus. They decide to go for this. We see the bad hidden player turning in for Ahmed Harris. Bad hidden player, which he actually played in Mania 4Key World Cup last year, and gets a really good placement in that tournament. Now also in the taiko World Cup. Hopefully he can play as well as that tournament. Similar case with one of the Dutch players, Trionyx, who also played in Mania. I really also really good at Mania. I'm not too sure that he'll play in Mania World Cup, but it's definitely one name that is probably familiar to players even outside of the taiko community.
And Mania has some weird tech, like it goes way beyond what you could actually just do with taiko.
Yeah. Alright, so far, really good start for Indonesia.
We have 4 double S's on the board, and each side has one player who doesn't. And this is benefiting Indonesia.
100 difference so far. We can see more 100 difference after this part. One thing I would like to note that Canada is not really a tech team this year, but due to the map being quite on the easy side, actually, all 3 players being able to go on FC. Not the case though, as Kombucha is going to find a break right before the very rough session.
I think that might be a player to watch in this match, because they seem to struggle, especially with a single offbeat notes. Hard to time.
Yeah, still a double S from DZ. Very good performance so far. But we're gonna get a snapping change stream with SV change stream. You might see some players find some miss right here. Here comes FC's going to be done find a break. Now is a rough session. Kombucha also finds a miss, not able to read that pattern correctly. S-Crate also dropping quite a lot of patterns as well, and finds a miss. Indonesia is in the lead.
Dizzy has dropped accuracy on the same level as Capes. And I think this is going to be an Indonesian point.
I said, there's still one more hard pattern. Hard stream, S-Crate knocks on it. That's going to be Indonesia taking the first one. We dubbed this pick, but it's there. FC from Bad HD player and Camps. And the FC from DZ to counter off Camps FC. However, the 2 players on Canada's were not able to perform on this pick compared to Bad HD player. So props to Bad HD player in this map, who played in IGTS last year, by the way, which is a 4.5k tournament, and now he already able to do FC's map in such World Cup tournaments.
Now this match, for me personally, just got infinitively more spicy.
Yeah. But now Canada gonna pick Hard Rock one instead. Kind of surprising one.
Yeah, this is quite similar to No More 2, isn't it?
Yeah,
less offbeat, but still techy.
Okay, the 1-6 is kind of different, and I don't think that HD player can play mod too well. So does FC on Hard Rock picks. But Indonesia does have I Am Pro. However, I Am Pro is more of a speed Hard Rock player. So now that he's not the most confident at tech pick as well, and adding the Hard Rock on top kind of limits Indonesia's roster a little bit, maybe. That's why Canada decided to go for this pick. But yes, a very awkward pick, I would say, as the higher seeded team.
I definitely expected, after that dominant 3-1 performance, I would have just expected 3-2 straight out the gate, just to get that second point on the board.
Not only that, even if not 3 mod, I would expect them to just go for Hidden 2 or no mod 4. It just seems like some really clean picks out there for Canada, and they decided to go for Hard Rock 1 instead.
Indeed.
A little bit questionable. We see, can they actually make it work on this pick? Once again, we talk about this pick quite a lot because this map is quite popular in this pool. the hot part is at the ending, and you might see suddenly 2 players miss at the last part, and then it instantly flickers with the other team. So this is the one skill sets that I am personally very surprised that Kombucha could have performed, because Kombucha was at another community tournament and he was not a hard rock player in that tournament at all. He was able to perform extremely well on the hidden, but hard rock really not his forte. So now he is able to perform. Even last week's hard rock pick really surprised me personally, and showed that this player definitely improved a lot since then.
Indeed. And we see that accuracy is definitely on Canada's side right now, with FZ being on 97%. But 3 players in the match holding that 99% accuracy, Ascrude with 99.8.
100 so far, very impressive. Once again, the hard part's all about the ending. It's all about the ending. The start doesn't really matter outside of the score lead that you have made, which they have made around half a miss score lead so far. But they need to be careful at the weird 1-6, which is coming up very soon.
It is.
No one finds a miss. There's one more. That's it. That's going to be 6-way FC. Awkward pick, but work out for Canada.
Pure win on accuracy.
That's a kind of a rough pick, honestly. The other team were able to perform. Like, I don't question about this picks. I don't question about them able to win in these picks. I just think there's a better picks on the board. But it's good to see that Canada were able to perform very well on their picks as well. But Indonesia were behind their backs the entire time this match. This map.
Indeed. Just a single miss would have instantly swapped it over to Indonesia's side, and that's precisely why I think we both expected most other maps for pool to get picked instead of this.
Yeah. I still think that's a pretty questionable pick, but yeah, it worked out well for them.
It worked out.
Yes, that's all it matters. If you win the pawn, that's all it matters. And now, Indonesia should be avoiding what we talked about, 3 minutes ago. So they still have quite a bit of good picks in the board. No mod 3, no mod 5, maybe picks that they will go for. There we go.
Yep, that is.
Speed. This map is actually not that popular, which I'm very surprised. Usually, when you see no mod 3, you see players just keep picking it, and Kombucha is actually not the best player in speed for Canada. That's why he's swapping out for Seal in this case. And Seal is definitely a speed player. I play against this player as well in another community tournament, and he was there for the speed. Once he plays speed, he can perform extremely well on it. So a very nice cover for the third Canadian roster. Indonesia roster still hasn't changed any of their members. Cams, FC, and Ahmed Harris on this pick. Seems like I Am Crow is not here today, which is the main reason that Indonesia can qualify this high on this DT pick last week. So unfortunate for Indonesia that they are missing players. I do assume that he's not playing, so he should be missing.
Yeah, and something interesting too, that Seal wasn't playing the qualifiers pool.
Yeah, I do believe that map was just too many things to control for him. But straight up speed, he can perform very well on it. Two miss right off the board from FCs. Some of the more denser DD-DKD patterns will be hard to read, especially with his awkward playstyle. But he so far is able to perform decently with decent accuracy. He's actually able to actually a really close match so far, despite that miss from FC. Only 20,000 points difference.
It's about whether... I don't think this and S-Crew are going to drop. Ooh! F-set. Finds never miss. Giving Canada more the lead. Still 2 people holding their double S on Canada's side.
Yeah, this is just easy skill sets. Speed or hidden hard rocks is definitely up his forte. His piece of kick for sure. Still double S'ing the map, so does Askerade. FC found another drop there, giving more lead to Canada. Still also trade in, but that brick is a lot more smaller than FC's free brick. Indonesia needs Dizzy or Askerade to drop right now to have a chance on this pick.
But it's Keems instead. Cams?
Cams, I think it is Cams, but yeah. Sadly, that drop should be meaning that they are not taking this point. Unlucky for them, but they already performed extremely well on a pick like this. Almost 2.9 million on this pick. Really good accuracies from FC and Cams. Still, and also from every in the board, especially Lizzie and Askerade, with the 2 SS on this pick. This is why I'm surprised this pick was not picked even more often than this. Especially players were just able to look 2 double S like this. No
I think
problem.
that's exactly why it's not picked, actually.
True.
Like, that's the reason you would ban a No Mod 1, isn't it?
I mean, number one, they ban it because it's missable. I don't think this one is missable for them. They were just so comfortable. And they are confident that they can FC the 50 times out of the 50 times in play. Then I'm surprised that they don't pick it. But yeah, the Mod 3, really good score from Canada. Also really decent, solid score from Indonesia. Definitely performed higher than their seedings like their usual speed roster. But still, they were not able to best out Canada on pick like this. Unfortunately.
Canada has a lot to pick from, and they might just troll us again. They don't.
They
They pick Hidden 2. Which, yep.
This one.
It's really weird, isn't it?
Yes. This art is so weird. It's so many BPM changes, and it's such an interesting hidden 2. I personally love this being in the pool. It really tests out players' rhythms reading on pick like this, which number one tests out slow pattern reading, and this one more on the rhythms, snapping changes, and BPM changes. Some of them are really difficult to read. However, Canada has 3 players on a pick like this, especially Kombucha. Kombucha is so good at hidden.
Yeah, Canada's hidden scores last weekend, insanely good. And I think we will see similar performances on this map. Even though it's a different style. But they've just got that hidden strength.
Yeah, to me, if I'm in Canada, I would pick basically the 3rd player most of the time. So mostly free mod, hiddens, that's definitely the best choice. I would say even the best strength in this entire World Cup, and they have been going for all these picks. So really good strategy for them. Indonesia though, I do believe they have Cams and FC for a pick like this. Hammett, I am not too sure could he perform on a pick like this. Especially against the other team, but we see. After all, this one is just random. So random. It's so easy to find multiple chain misses suddenly, especially on the slow session.
At the 170 note count section, I think that's quite a missable pattern. And this one, and no one misses here. That's already big. I think the last few hidden 2 we've seen, someone already has missed.
Yes. So this is already really good performance from Canada and Indonesia, honestly. Especially Hammer's accuracy. Definitely surprised me. Really good jobs for now. And that shows that the qualifier scores may be a fluke on the Indonesian side. Still,
just an accuracy game.
What? I don't think we have seen this long of this map that no one has missed it yet. Alright, there we go. First miss from FC.
Kombucha trades.
But the accuracies were telling the story apart for these both teams. Cam's also finds a miss. And also FC. Harris.
The score difference shoots in Canada's direction.
Yeah. A Hammer, the player that I dubbed on the Indonesia team, actually performing super well on a pick like this. My apologies, my man is doing better than Kombucha for now. But once again, Askray and Dise are just such a rock solid and has been the entire match. Still 99% throughout that map. Askray just dropped to 99%, but you should be able to bring it back up on the speedier parts. Now, already a really good score from Indonesia. I don't think this map has seen less than a... Like, I don't think we have seen everyone get at least an A in this map so far throughout all match that has played this. So really good job for these two teams. Definitely one of the higher competitive scores on this map compared to the other matches. FCs from Ahmed, Askray, and Dise.
Very good performances on this board.
Yeah,
and
3 FCs are really good.
Yeah, and we're about to see a potential final pick since we're at match point, but it is Indonesia's pick, so they could get a second point of the board, which I would appreciate because that's what I put on pickups.
That's what he put on pickups. That's why he won an extra point. Did he get an extra point though? What mistake can I take? You could have picked. Not looking like Noma 4, not looking like Hard Rock, not looking like Hard Rock 2, not looking like 3 more 2. I guess 3 maps left.
Maybe?
Which one are you thinking?
I was gonna say DT2, but after that Nova 3 performance, I'm more leaning towards DT1. That is.
There we go.
I assume it's going to be going by the logic of Noma 2, they're kind of even when it comes to accuracy in the tech map. And this map also has all kinds of offbeat rhythms, hard to play. Maybe if they can get an FC while Canada finds a few misses with similar accuracy, they can get the second point.
Yes. Once again, we see bad HT player back for Ahmed Paris. The 3.5k player. Once again, in the accuracy tech pick. Ready to game. Rest of the board did not change. This is the roster that took points for Indonesia. Let's see, can they do it again? Alright, I'll say it's quite consistent throughout the entire map. The hardest fight is actually the non-chorus,
Ooh, early miss.
Yeah, very early miss from Askray. I was gonna say the hardest fight is actually the non-GI section of the map, and some of the 1-6 bursts. Askray missing right before that as well.
I think the GI sections have same rhythm compared to this.
Yeah, basically. it's just a lot less dense. But once again, another miss from Aspirate. It's DT, so misses doesn't matter. It's all about accuracy. As bad HD player on 96%, FC on 97%, really bring down the average accuracy for the Indonesians. And that's been the score difference so far between these two teams. Around 50 to 40,000 points.
To say with that 99.8% accuracy, really making sure that Canada keeps the lead on this map.
Insane accuracy from Nizze.
Bad HD player found a miss.
Did not see that. No.
Me neither, that's really bad for Indonesia.
That's very bad indeed. Already 80,000 points difference between these two teams. And Canada's gonna extend the lead due to the combo cap. All their players are on to 400 combo at least. Masquerade building back up at 99%. Looking very doomed for Indonesia in the winners bracket. They need all three players to drop right now there for them to have a chance. Into the Ki. It's not looking like it. This is the easiest part of the map, honestly.
Yeah, there's nothing that will change now. This is going to be Canada's final breakpoint and final point for the match.
Yeah.
We've entered the outro.
Cam's really performed on this pick, by the way. He actually beats up both Kombucha and Cam's, but this is just on another level. 99.74. 6,100. 6. Compared to the rest of the lobby, we got 16 that's the second lowest, and then 20, 30, 50, 90 even. So a very, very impressive score from Dizzy to close out the match. 5-1. At least not a sweep for the Canadian. Indonesia managed to take a point on the No More 2. They found out something that we did not think of, and Wolf.
Yeah, we just did not see that one coming.
Yeah.
But it made sense when it happened.
Mm-hmm.
This is giving us our first confirmed match for next week, which is between the number 8 and number 9 seed, which means we have Chile versus Canada, and I think we are all excited to see that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's close seeding after all. Even though I've said that if you look at the qualifiers statistics sheet, there's actually quite a huge difference on number 8 and number 9 seed. But looking at Canada's hidden tower performance on the free mod, they might be able to best out Chile on that one. It's gonna be an exciting match, and if they win the match, they will possibly go against Japan. And that's another story in 2 weeks later. But yeah, oof.
Something to worry about in the future, indeed.
True.
And we are also the other side of the bracket, the lower bracket, which has Colombia versus Indonesia incoming. We have a full view here.
Actually, a very interesting one for Colombia versus Indonesia. Personally, I have no idea who will win that match. So excited to see next week.
Yeah, but the nice thing between those two teams is their rank sum in the qualifiers is different by 1.
Really?
Yes! Indonesia has 169. Nice. And Colombia is at 170.
Wow. Okay. That's gonna be a huge one coming up next week. But yeah. We're gonna have a break right here after Canada versus Indonesia. Next match is going to be 18 UTC, which is going to be the unexpected Turkey team who actually make it to high seed versus the returning Polish, almost the same members returning on the Polish side. So it's gonna be Turkey versus Poland and 18 UTC, which I do believe is around 90 minutes later. So stay tuned then, and has been a very fun vlog for me. And thanks for casting with me as well, and Wolf.
Thank you. That was a lot of fun. That was a lot of good matches.
Yeah, usually we did not expect round 32 to be close match, but at least it's good to see a lot of teams were able to take at least 1 point, and then we even see an upset. So good job to all the players who actually at least play out the match. Also good for all the viewers at least watching the stream. But we're gonna have a break right here. Once again, next match is gonna be 18 UTC Turkey versus Poland. We'll see you guys around there. See ya.